Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Our subject is professional development. It is lecture number 17 regarding the topic of the job training. The outlines of the lectures will be, first of all, introduction of the topic will be there, and then we will discuss about training and what is meant by off the job training, and then types or methods of the job training, and then advantages of the job training, and also disadvantages of the job training. Okay, what is meant by job training? The action of teaching imply or particular skills or a type of behavior. So this is called job training. On the job training means training in the public or private sector that is given to or paid employed while he or she is engaged in productive work, and that provides knowledge and skills. These are essential to the full and adequate performance on the job. So there are a number of different types of training so we can use to engage an employee. These may be on the job training and off the job training. If we discuss about the on the job training, so this is very important topic of human resource management. It helps develop the career of an individual and prosperous growth of the organization. On the job training is a form of training provided at the workspace. At the workplace. So during the training, employees are familiarized with the working environment they will become part of. Employees also get a hands-on experience using machinery, equipment, tools, materials, etc. Part of on-the-job training is to face the challenges that occur during the performance of the job. An experienced employee or a manager are executing the role of the mentor who, through written or verbal instructions and demonstrations, are passing on his or her knowledge and company specific skills to the new employee. So executing the training at the job location rather than the classroom creates a stress-free environment for the employee. On the job training is the most popular method of training, not only in the United States or in other countries, but in the most of the developed countries like in United Kingdom, China, Russia, etc. Its effectiveness is based on the use of existing workplace tools, machines, documents, and equipments, and the knowledge of specialists who are working in the field. And on the job training is easy to arrange and manage, and it simplifies the process of adapting to the new workplace. On the job training is highly used for practical tasks. It is inexpensive and it doesn't require special equipment that is normally used for a specific job. So if I ask question that how do you provide on the job training? Remember that always assess your employees and the skills needed for the job. Means know what you want over the long term. Know what each specific job requires. And identify necessary tools and systems. And then decide how often the training will occur. Always choose an outline. Then look for improvement in the employee's work. Okay, now what is meant by off the job training? It occurs when employees are taken away from their jobs for further training. Off the job training occurs when employees are taken away from their place to work to be trained Common methods of off-the-job training include day release, means employee takes time off work to attend the local college or training center. Then distance learning is there, like evening classes are there, sponsored courses in higher educations are there. Clear? So there are some examples of off-the-job training, like classroom training, role play, coaching and mentoring, simulation exercises, online learning, work shadowing, and manufacturer training, industry visits, self-study, and assignment completions. So these are the some examples of off-the-job training. Before this, we have studied on-the-job training. So what is the difference between on-the-job training and off-the-job training? On-the-job training provides the learner with training in the workplace, and the learner will produce evidence while learning. Whereas off-the-job training requires the learner to spend a certain number of hours away from the work environment, giving them the opportunity to learn in groups and meet their individuals. So off-the-job training is an important aspect of apprenticeships, and it allows the apprentice to learn from external specialists and or experts and develop a wider range of skills and knowledge. This helps them to become more competent and confident in their role. So there are different techniques in the on-the-job training, like job instruction training, coaching, mentoring, job rotation, apprenticeship training, community assignments are there. So methods of off-the-job trainings, they are case study, role play, brainstorming, vestibule training, and lectures, group discussions. So these are all different methods of off-the-job training. First of all, we see that what is meant by case study. So case study, this is depends upon situation. When situation is given to the employee, and trainee is given an opportunity to analyze the case and come out with possible solutions. So there are some benefits of case study. With the help of case studies, it enhances analytical and critical thinking. A case study is basically a detailed study of specific subject, such as a person, group, place, event, organization, or phenomenon. So the case studies are commonly used in social, educational, clinical, and business research. In the social and life sciences, a case study is a research method involving an up-close, in-depth, and detailed examination of a particular case. For example, a case study in medicines may examine a specific patient or doctor treated, and a case study in business might study a particular firm's strategy. Generally, a case can be nearly any unit of analysis, including individuals, organizations, events, or actions. So case studies can be produced by following formal research methods. So these case studies are likely to appear in formal research venues as journals and professionals conferences rather than in popular walks. Case study research can mean single and multiple case studies, can include quantitative evidence, relies on multiple sources of evidence, and benefits from the prior development of theoretical propositions. So case studies may involve both qualitative and quantitative research methods. So single subject research provides the statistical framework for making inferences from quantitative case study data, and another suggestion is that the case study should be defined as the research strategy, an empirical inquiry that investigates a phenomenon within its real life context. So a case study does not necessarily have to be like n is equal to 1, and as they may be many observations within the case. So many individuals and entities across many time periods. So, the resulting body of the case study research has had a prominent place in many disciplines and professions, ranging from psychology, anthropology, sociology, and political science to education. So, clinical science, social science, and administrative science. So, case study research have also played a prominent place in business and management research. Then there is a role play. What is meant by role play? It is simulation in which each participant is given a role to play. Trainees are given with some information related to description of the role, concern, objectives, responsibilities, and emotions, etc. So, we can also say that role play is an any speaking activity when you either put yourself into somebody else's shoes or when you stay in your own shoes. But put yourself into an imaginary situation, imaginary people. The joy of role play is that student can become anyone they like for a short time. So, role play is a technique that allows students to explore realistic situations by interacting with the other people in a managed way in order to develop experience and trial different strategies in a supported environment. So, role playing is a changing of one's behavior to assume a role, either unconsciously to fill a social role or consciously to act out an adopted role. So, the definitions of role play as we can define that the changing of one's behavior to fulfill the social role. In the field of psychology, the term is used more loosely in four senses, like to refer to the playing of role generally, such as a theater or educational setting, or to refer taking a role of character or persons and acting it out with the partner taking someone else's role, often involving different genres of practice, or to refer to a wider range of games including role play videos games and play by email games and more, and also to refer specifically to role playing games. So, there are different benefits of role play, like develop interpersonal communication skills and conflict resolutions and group decisions making also. Other than we have also some other benefits of role play, like it develops communication and language skills also, and allow children to act out and make sense of real life situations, and allow children to explore, investigate, and experiment, and develop social skills as children collaborate with others. So here some we can also says that different researches shows that role play can change attitudes and behaviors. So it can be useful as it allows employees to build confidence, practice skills they are learning, and develop problem solving solutions. So there are different types of role play, like multiple role play and single role play. For example, case studies are there, guest speakers are there, and community experimental engagements like humor simulations. A ground rule is there, ground rule exercise, and in exercise stories of reconciliations, student internship, labs, real life projects, and guest speakers, biology labs. So, role playing is a learning structure that allows students to immediately apply content as they are put in the role of decision maker who must make decisions regarding a policy, resource allocations, or some other outcomes. So, the same other type is also role rotation. Now, this is another method, the lectures, traditional, and this is the direct method, and verbal presentation of the information is to be given. Lecture must motivate and create interest among trainees in order to become effective. A lecture, this comes basically from the French lecture, meaning reading, as an oral presentation is intended to present information or teach people about a particular subject. For example, by a university or college teacher, lectures are used to convey the critical information, history, backgrounds, theories, and equations. So, a lecture class is a course in which the lesson is typically delivered via speech or presentation by the instructor. Unlike many other types of university classes, lectures typically involve limited audience participations. So, the most commonly stated purposes of lectures are to convey informations, stimulate motivations, and interest in the subject area. So, this method is used in colleges and universities normally. Now, there are some advantages. What are the advantages? That it requires less time required for preparations and provides a lot of information quickly, and cost per training is very low. Effective lectures can communicate the intrinsic interest of the subject through their enthusiasm. Lectures can present material not otherwise available to students. Lectures can be specifically organized to meet the needs of particular audience. So, if I ask that what is a good lecture, to which we can say that this is a good lecture by someone. So, the main characteristics of good lectures are that they present the material in a clear and logical sequence. They make the material accessible, intelligible, and meaningful. They cover the subject matter adequately, are constructive and helpful in their criticisms. The effectiveness of traditional lecture is and has been debated. Some advantages of lecturing include quick exposure to new material and greater teachers' control in the classrooms, an engaging format which may complement and clarify course material and facilitating large classes. Communications and lecturing also permits the disseminations of unpublished or not readily available material. Effective lectures can communicate the intrinsic interest of the subject through their enthusiasm, and lectures normally specifically are organized to meet the needs of the particular audience. Where there are some advantages, so on the other side there are some disadvantages also. So, what are the disadvantages? Like does not involve trainees too much, and trainees may forget the teaching as it is presented only orally. So, there has been much debate as to whether or not lecturing actually improves students' learning in the classrooms. Commonly cited disadvantages of lecture includes placing students in a passive means rather than an active role, encouraging one-way communications requiring significant out-of-class time for students to engage with the material, and requiring the speakers to possess effective speaking skills. The criticism of lectures are often summarized by the quote generally misattributed, like college is a place where the professor's lectures notes go straight to the students' lecture notes without passing through the brains of either. So, lectures fail to provide instructors with feedback about the extent of student learning. In lectures, students are often passive because there is no mechanism to ensure that they are intellectually engaged with the material, and students' attention wanes quickly after 15 to 25 minutes. Information tends to be forgotten quickly when students are passive, and lectures presumes that all students learn at the same pace and or at the same level of understanding, and lectures are not suited for teaching higher order of thinking such as application, analysis, synthesis, or evaluation as per Bloom taxonomy. For teaching motor skills or for influencing attitudes or values. So, lectures are not well suited for teaching complex, abstract material and lecture requires effective speakers. Lectures emphasize learning by listening, which is disadvantages for students who have other learning styles. Vestibule training is there, that this is used to train technical staff, office staff, and employees who deal with the tools machines, and it allows employees to get a full feel for doing tests without real world pressure. And this training is provided when the advanced equipment and tools introduced in the organization to do a particular job by using them. So if we define it that this is a training method to which a trainee learns on the actual or simulated equipment they will use on the job, but are trained off the job, perhaps in a separate room or vestibule. So vestibule training is necessary when it's too costly or dangerous to train employees on the job. So under this method, employees learn their job on the employment they will be using, but the training is conducted away from the actual work floor. So this is suitable where a larger number of persons are to be trained at the same time for the same kind of work. Then brainstorming. It is a group activity and creativity technique by which efforts are made to find conclusions for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by its member. Then there are different types of brainstorming like speed storming and also brainstorming and also reverse brainstorming. Then group discussion is there. This method is used to support, explain, expand, and interact. It improves communication skills. The aspect of it make up of group discussion are verbal communications, non-verbal behaviors, conformation to norms, decision-making ability, and cooperations. So we must try to be as true as possible to these aspects. That also improves the teamwork and it improves confidence level also. Off the job training advantages. A wider range of skills or qualifications can be obtained. Can learn from outside specialists or experts. Employees can be more confident when starting job, and employees are more published and now work efficiently. Off the job training occurs when employees are taken away from their place to work to be trained, and common methods of off the job training includes day release, means employees takes time off work to attend a local college or training center. Then there are some disadvantages like this is more expensive, for example transport and accommodation, and lost working time and potential output from employee, and new employees may still need some induction training, and employees now have new skills or qualifications and may leave for better job. So this was all about this lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.